Okay, well, my name is Vasant Gadre. This is a name which obviously will be a kind of a rare name here. Not too many people will have this name. So obviously, I am not from this place as such. I came from India. I am from India. I was born in a small little town called Nagpur, and I was brought up in the capital, which was a big city of more than 16 million people. So how and why did I come all the way from the capital city of more than 16 million to Monmouth? Monmouth is a small town of maybe 12,000 people. That's an interesting story. Well, interesting. We are talking about adventure stories. And when we talk about adventure stories, I'm reminded, I don't know why, I'm reminded of the great adventure done by Christopher Columbus. That was about 500 years ago, a little more maybe. And he came all the way from Spain thinking he was going to India, because at that time India was one of the rich countries, supposedly. Lots of spices, lots of silk, lots of gold. So people wanted to come and try their luck in this country, or in that country now. So when I compare my situation, here I was doing the route which was totally opposite, in the opposite direction, setting out from India, going to the US. It wasn't a very easy decision. It wasn't a decision that came easily because, and how did it happen? It happened basically because of my brother. My brother, he came here in 1972 or 71. He got his PhD in electronics and he became a citizen here, and he started asking me, would you also like to come over? We are just two brothers. I dilly-dallied for some time and then ultimately said, okay, why don't you file papers on my behalf? He did, and then it was a long wait of 13 years. 13 years I waited. Finally, the papers came through in 2004. And I was already more than 50. And at 50 to start life afresh is not easy. It's not at all easy. Anyway, since we had got the papers, the whole family, we decided that we would come and see. In 2004, we landed up in Washington, D.C., where my brother was. We stayed there just for 3 weeks. We stayed there, and obviously we decided that we had still things left over in India. We would try and finish them, and then from there we would look for jobs. And if we found a job, then we will come. Otherwise, we thought there was no point starting life all over again. So the journey started in 2004. We started looking, thanks to the internet, now life is a lot easier. We started applying. I applied to several universities. 3 of them called me for campus interviews. I was lucky enough that I was going to Brazil for a conference invited by them. So I stopped by, I gave my interview in Monmouth College. Lucky enough again, I got that job. So I decided, okay, I'll come. And the principal motive was not me, because as far as I was concerned, my wife was concerned, we thought we kind of had our innings. That we were more than 50, we could have taken retirement from India. Basically, we thought this was a land which was a land of opportunities, and opportunities for our 2 sons. And I refer to Columbus. He came thinking that he was going to India, which was one of the rich countries then. He landed up in South America, of course, but the American 2 continents, they were practically unknown at that time. Of course, people who lived there knew about its existence, but Europe or Asia, there was no awareness that, okay, this country was there. So from nothing, this country started from absolutely or almost nothing, and in 500 years, it has become the #1 country in the world. So I thought, okay, let me go and let me see what I have there. my two sons, they were not very, I mean, it's understandable. They had grown up in a country which was kind of different, totally different culturally. They were at home, they were doing well in their studies, and they didn't see any reason really why they should come. So I tried to convince them by telling them that, okay, I know you're attached, you feel kind of an attachment to this country, to this culture, to the people here, and you think your roots are here. But world never stops. The world keeps moving, and you have now an opportunity of growing out of your Indian citizenship and becoming a global citizen. This is an opportunity that you get if you go to the USA. Jokingly, of course, half joke, half jest, half truth, I told them, you've heard about the Noah's Ark, the mythical Noah's Ark. What happened? There was a kind of a end of the world situation, and people tried to put all species in one little ship or whatever it was so that they could be saved. So if ever this situation arises in future in the world, this is the country which is the strongest country, which is the best country, which is the richest country. If anything happens, everything else will be destroyed, and then probably or possibly this country. So you are giving yourself a great chance. They agreed. Then we all came. My sons, of course, they were doing their engineering in India. We decided they will not come here till they finish their degrees. They finished their degrees in 2000. One finished in 2004, or 2005. He came in 2005. I was here in 2005. He finished his master's, and then he's got a wonderful job now. Younger son, he came in 2006. He again finished his master's from Georgia Tech, and he's got a wonderful job. And he always dreamt to be a kind of a space researcher. He was, as every young kid, I suppose, they are fascinated by outer space. He did his master's in space research, and he's got a very good job in Washington.